Are you feeling bright and cheerful about the holidays the way everybody thinks that you should feel this time of year? Or are you feeling a little bit dull and down about them this year? There's no doubt the struggling economy has had an effect on a lot of us this year. Life coach Pat Barone of Catalyst Coaching is back with us today with how we might bring some true joy back into this season. What are you hearing from people? Has it been a really tough year, Pat?
I think it has been a tough year for a lot of people. And even if it's not a tough year, you tend to hear a lot about anxiety and overwhelm. There's just a lot of feelings that start to happen at this time of year because there's an intensity of activity and things like that. You might hear some fear. People are stressed. They're way overstressed.
Yeah, and it's hard not to be when that's a lot of what you hear.
So after a stressful year, then it's just a little bit more intense.
Yeah. All right. So is it possible to really put yourself in a state of joy?
It is. You know, the first thing that we have to realize when you're talking about emotions is that your thoughts create your emotions. We often think that emotions just come and sweep over us, but the truth is we have a thought and the emotion is the reaction to it.
Okay. So you have some things we need to recognize.
Yeah. Once you recognize that, then you know that you can actually have some effect on the way that you're feeling.
So changing your thoughts or recognizing.
Some ways to change your thoughts are to emphasize the positive angle to something, to find an opportunity in everything. Look for lessons. You know, life is really more about lessons than it is good or bad or, fearful or whatever. Be grateful also. We lose gratitude very, very easily when we become stressed.
For a lot of people, though, that maybe have lost their jobs, and we've been seeing this a lot. We've been working with our career coach in the afternoons and getting in resumes. And some of the stories out there, Pat, it's really hard for a lot of people right now to feel grateful.
It is hard. But, there's still opportunity out there. And no matter what kind of situation you're in, you still have your experience, you still have your intelligence, you still have all your skills. It just hasn't matched up yet. Right now, with maybe the proper job for you, but it's going to.
All right, so thoughts and emotions, once you realize how together those two work.
Right.
How do you translate that?
Well, if you actually want to create, you think about the emotion that you want to create. So if you want to create joy, that's kind of an effervescent, bubbly feeling. It's a real outgoing, warm feeling.
So you have some questions that you should ask
yourself some questions. Yeah.
What do you love the most?
When you think about the thing that you love the most and you start to share that and talk about that with people, don't you automatically lift yourself up? Just think about it. The thing you love most in your life, it's going to lift you up.
Okay, what's the best thing in your life right now? Emphasize that.
Yeah, think about what's the best thing going. Again, you may not have connected with the right job yet, but you may have gotten some excellent advice. You may be out there, just emphasize.
You may have free time you didn't have before
You
to
may be
enjoy
more connected to your family.
What lifts you up? Who else is needy or suffering? Give time and good feelings to them.
Yes, there's always someone who needs us that we might, because we get really tied up in our own feelings, we don't realize that there are people around us that need us as well. So it's great to find someone who you can give some time to. I've found a lot of people recently that are kind of housebound, and it's nice to just go get them and take them out for a little while. It doesn't cost much.
No, and it's the gift of time.
It's just time, and it's so meaningful to them.
This last one is really important. If someone resists good feelings, move on.
Right. In other
words, yourself.
You want to spread good feelings as much as you possibly can. You're always going to find people that resist it. But you can affect a lot more people if you continue to move on and emphasize who you can affect with your joy.
Some good reminders about how our thoughts control our emotions and ways to maybe help snap out of a funk.
Yes.
All right. Pat Barone, always great to have you in. Catalyst Coaching, thanks so much for joining us. Happy holidays. And it's been a pleasure working with you this year, Pat.
Yes.
As always. We'll be right back.